Hello, beloved. I thank you so much for your time and I thank you for joining me on the Prophetic Vessel Show. This will be your message from God, Ra, Allah, Source, the Divine. I'm grateful for your time. To those whom are keen or interested in becoming members of my Patreon, on my Patreon, I offer weekly sign readings for $10 per month based on love as well as spiritual path. I also offer on my Patreon personal readings. For $50 per month, you get a personal reading from me every month based on love, spiritual path, as well as career and finances. You'll find the link to my Patreon listed in my description box below. You can also join my Patreon by typing what is on the screen via Google, search it, and it'll lead you to my Patreon website. Without further ado, let us tap in and find out why were you spiritually led here? What is here for you, beloved? Why did you resonate with the title? And why did your own YouTube algorithm present you with this message? Let us tap in and talk to God, okay? I just heard, right, clairaudiently, I just heard, the fool is I, the fool is I. And I literally see somebody pointing a finger at themselves here, okay? Let's tap in, let's see what this energy is about. We have the Three of Pentacles here, and we have the King of Swords. So this is the energy of a person who at one point thought that they were smarter than you. This is somebody that sized you up in a specific manner, whether they took your appearance and ran with it and made their own assumptions and built up and whatever perception they did, whether it was the way in which you were towards them, whether it was just your character, your life. There was a component, an aspect of you, your identity, your reality that heavily contributed to this person's perception of thinking that they are smarter than you. They thought that they had more than you in terms of intellect, in terms of intelligence here. This person looked at themselves as above you. They felt superior to you at one point here, all right? Ooh, but there was a change here. A change has and is, but I'm getting here that it has already come to pass where there was a shift from that energy of feeling like, yeah, I'm this, yeah, I'm that, to nah, I'm nothing, or I'm worthless. That yes, at some point they felt superior. Yes, at some point they felt above you. But then the shift that occurred within this person's reality, affected them in such a great way. This was a great deal that it changed their whole perception of self. It changed how they perceived who they are. This situation changed this person's character. It changed the way in which they thought of themselves. Interesting energy here. It's like when this person was coming towards you with the energy of, I'm smarter than you, I have more intellect and intelligence than you. It's back to that Claudian energy that came forward in the beginning when I was tapping in, where I heard Claudianly, the fool is I. The fool is I. All right. This person, at some point, they truly were in that state of being, of convincing themselves, whether it's based on karmic friends or their own karmic nature, where they refuse to grow up, they refuse to see things for truth, not their truth. It puts them in a position to always stay stuck and stagnant in an energy that they created for themselves, which that was the energy that they created in the beginning. Oh, I'm this and you're that, and I have this and you don't have that, and I can, you don't, you know. And then when the shift occurs, here's the same person saying otherwise about themselves because of the shift that has occurred. We have the sun here. Like, I'm hearing a lot of conversations that this person has with people, right? And when your name is mentioned, your name is involved, this person always makes sure to victimize themselves in the situation, not really voicing out the truth of the matter, that they aren't right. They were looking at your demise. They were putting you down in some form of way. They like to portray themselves in a certain way when they speak to people about you, as if, right? Like, as if. You know, sometimes God, being the humorous God that He is, puts us in certain situations to experience things that we've never thought we'd experience, whether good or bad. And in situations like these where shifts, things occur that cause shifts, okay? In this situation, what has occurred in this person's life is something they never fathomed. It's still something they've yet to process. It's like at first this person was like looking down at you like this. Now the shift has happened. Now they have to look up at you. How humbling is that? Especially to someone who always felt superior and above. This person tried to paint you as the bad guy for a very long time. Like, the conversations are past energy, right? The conversations where your name is mentioned, where your name is in everyone's mouth because of this person, people in their reality, people they're connected to, even it could be for you, mutual friends, acquaintances. It's like whoever this person was blabbering to about you, about the situation, they tried to paint you out to be a specific type of way for a very long time, never forgetting to victimize themselves in the situation. Like strict gaslighting people and gaslighting the situation, as if it be people like these that you see out of nowhere, like somebody just, they were all about something in the beginning, and then all of a sudden there's a switch. They're not about that anymore. They don't represent that anymore. And it's not in a way of like evolution. It's in a way of like, nah, I never said I was that, or I never said this was me, or I never this, I never that. They all of a sudden, again, gaslight. Like, you push out a certain identity to people, and then when it's time to stand on it, you bitch. Because you don't have it in you and you never did. You were just a liar. This is this person. These are the type of people that can't stand on the energy that they manifest. You create the energy, and when it shows up in your reality and you got to stand on it, say the same things you were saying about this person, do the same things you were doing about this person, right? Which is you. They can't do that same thing. They can't say that same thing about you. There's been a shift, and the shift has occurred based on truth. That's what I love about being a good person. In the end, you will win. I don't care how long it takes or who was involved. At this time in this person's life, they're very unfulfilled with themselves. They're very unfulfilled with their reality. We have the Six of Wands. The reason this person is unfulfilled is not even based on the whole approach that they had towards you, where they might have wanted to damage your reputation or create a smear campaign against you, or just create and paint you to be somebody that you aren't in people's eyes for their own benefit. Whatever this weird person was trying to be on, it's not even working out. It never worked out in their favor. And now life is back to normal. Talking about you now is a thing of the past. Doing certain things towards you or whatever is now a thing of the past. This person can no longer stand in that energy. And even when they were standing in that energy, they were creating and manifesting a reality that would be hard to live within. Because right now, the very same people they try to turn against you, however way, painting illusions and saying this, doing that, those very same people, they look at you, and whatever it is this person put in their minds, it doesn't match. Whatever this person put in their hearts, it doesn't match. It's important, guys, let's be truthful about the truth itself, not about what we want to be true. Because what we want to be true can be delusion. What we want to be true can be based on illusion. And what we want to be true can be based on traumas that we need to ascend from. But if we look at the actual truth, we will always be in alignment with reality. We have Capricorn energy. We have Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy. Double Gemini energy, actually. We also have double Leo energy here. We have Sagittarius energy. And we also have Scorpio energy here. This person, right, the same energy they stood in of like, the same state of being they were in when they were telling themselves all these things, being above and superior to you. When God said, okay, I'm going to bring this person into your life to humble you and show you that you are not who you thought you were, or you are not in alignment as you thought you were. Now this person is hating you or hates on you. They have resentment and anger and bitterness towards you because you taught them a lesson of a lifetime that they are not who they thought they were. Imagine somebody personifying themselves and literally programming, conditioning, and telling themselves who they are for such a long time based on a truth that isn't based on the truth. Everybody can say they're this, they're that. I remember, listen, an analogy, a reference point, a case study, an example. There was this doctor, quote unquote, on TikTok in my country, right? I'm based in South Africa. I'm South African, right? Don't mind the English, guys. Hey. But anyway, so he literally got on TikTok with a freaking, I don't know what they call those things. You know, that doctor equipment where they like check your heart, like where they, you know, that thing that the doctors be wearing around their neck, y'all. I forgot the name, but he got on there and he personified himself he literally built a big ass platform, like, for himself. thousands, I think towards millions of people believe that he was a doctor. He literally was on the news like in Libra season when that karma whipped his ass and he was on the news, and the truth came out about him is actually 22. He's obviously not a doctor. When did you study? They asked. Oh, I finished school early. I was a genius. There is something psychologically wrong with that TikTok doctor, quote unquote. He literally he would come like the craziest. Like, I don't know why we don't even address things like this, you guys. This is a psychotic issue. He got on. He literally was giving people, prescribing them with medication, my bro, like telling them, yo, this will cure this. Like, having no qualifications, having no anchor of truth to who he is, just personifying it. Let's come back to the generalization of this message. This person has always lived with a mask on, and this mask is like a chameleon to every situation, circumstance, person, feeling, thoughts this person has. They put a different mask. This is like a shapeshifter. They be putting on the masks. And with you, there's a reason this person wanted to be superior and above you, but the reason is only based on their own. It's like a personal issue. They have their own things inside that they've yet to attend to. They can illusionize the situation all they want and victimize themselves in the situation all they want, but the truth will always remain. You can personify whatever, but there will be the truth. And even if it takes time to come out, or God says it doesn't have to, because that person, it's already tough enough for them to live with it within themselves, because that's the thing about the truth. You have to live with it. To personify would be to mask the truth, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. This person, that same energy they were in, that same state of being or feeling above and beyond you for whatever weird perception they formed of you, it has literally vanished. With the Three of Swords energy, it was a painful experience for them to be humbled in that way. Imagine walking around, shoulders up, head up high, I'm this, I'm that, and you literally go through a humbling, rude awakening to just sit you down and teach you to never step on anyone's toes just because you feel like you can. Do not ever come into anyone's life and territory and try to pounce around your little ass and tell yourself you this and this to anyone, because you will be humbled. You will never know when the day will come, but when it does, it will be a literal experience of your whole life. Hence, this person's whole character and mindset towards how they see themselves, their perception is different. It's changed. They caused that. They manifested that energy. We have the Seven of Wands. For a long time, I see this person try to run away from the truth of who you actually are by masking the truth of who you are with the truth of who they wanted you to be, how they chose to formulate the version of you that they were comfortable with in their own freaking mind. They were too comfortable, is what God is saying. It's another thing to not see yourself, and it's another thing to purposely see yourself and utilize what you are seeing within yourself in another person's life as a form of destruction, destroying them, or this and that, or whatever. And it'd be crazy because the very same people that formulate this perception of you and say they're gonna backstab you, they're gonna destroy you, they end up the fool is I. The fool is I, baby. We have the Queen of Cups. There's a reason, right? There's a way in which this rude awakening happened. There's a way in which them running away from the truth, them being unable to now run away from the truth. There's a way in which it happened that will forever remain in this person's psyche. They will never forget you and who you are to them, which was a lesson. Don't ever. It's like this person walked around way too high and mighty for too long, stepping on people's toes for no reason because they thought that they could. They felt like they could. We have the Queen of Swords. And we have the Knight of Pentacles here. I feel like in the end, beloved, you didn't even have to defend yourself against someone like this, against this person. You just had to watch them. It's like you had to watch them convince themselves and program themselves about this situation. You literally you had to just allow them, like, okay, sometimes you just gotta let someone, whatever, like, just do it. But time always tells. In every situation, in anything in life, time will always tell. And what will time tell? The truth. And it will be revealed. It will be seen. It will be known. It will be felt when the time comes. So whether this person is still in the energy of masking and illusionizing the truth because they want to be comfortable, they choosing to whatever, they still have to live with the truth because they know what it is. It's not that they don't know. They're just choosing to live in a different truth that is not based on the truth. And the truth that they're choosing to live in is a truth that they've programmed, conditioned, and convinced themselves of, because that's the truth that they created in a form of putting themselves as a victim in this situation. Imagine you attack let's say an analogy, a reference point, a case study, an example. A dog that is very harmless, or a dog that didn't even do anything to you. And you just start beating it. You start beating it, or you throw stones at it, or you kick it, or you do this, you do that. And then when the dog starts barking because now you're hurting it, oh, this dog is trying to bite me. This dog is trying to bite. Like, what the hell is that? Back to that TikTok doctor analogy, reference point, case study, example, guys. People don't be right. This is a real life thing that happened with that TikTok stuff. A doctor in my country, quote unquote. People just want to hear what they want to hear because that's what they want to hear. Not in my world, baby. I will smash that illusion and I'll feed you the truth. Now, hate me or love me, it does not feed me. It does not clothe me, but it's one less delusional ass person out there, and I can live with that. I'm being called to end this message here. This was your message from God, Ra, Allah, Source, the Divine. I'm grateful for your time and I thank you for joining me on the Prophetic Vessel Show. To those whom are keen or interested in becoming members of my Patreon, on my Patreon, I offer weekly sign readings for $10 per month based on love as well as spiritual path. I also offer on my Patreon personal readings. For $50 per month, you get a personal reading from me every month based on love, spiritual path, as well as career and finances. You'll find the link to my Patreon listed in my description box below. You can also join my Patreon by typing what is on the screen via Google, search it, and it'll lead you to my Patreon website. I thank you all for everything, and I will see you all soon. Goodbye.